Hi, it's Mr. Canada here today, and we're working with inequalities again. So this time I call them fractional inequalities because if you notice, it's a combination of our division and multiplication. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction numbers attached to our variable. So that means if we look at the top to our title, we are going to multiply, for this case, we're going to multiply by b over a, because that is our reciprocal. That's what happens when our reciprocal is 1 divided by our fraction, which results in just flipping our denominator and numerator around. So let's actually get to it. So solve the inequality. 2x divided by 3 is greater than 4. And we want to solve this for x as usual. So let's simply write it down beside. 2x over 3 is bigger than 4, or greater than 4 is more proper. So what are we going to multiply by? Like I said, we're going to multiply the reciprocal. So same thing we did with the multiplication, but instead of just multiplying by one number, we have to multiply by 2. So instead of just multiplying by this 3, so the 3 over 3 makes 1, now we have to also divide by 2, so the 2 over 2. So this 3 and this 3 cancel each other out, and so the 2 and the 2 do the exact same thing. So keep in mind, anytime we do something to our left-hand side, we have to do it to our right-hand side. So we multiplied by 3 over 2 on our left, so we multiply by 3 over 2 on our right. Then we're going to get x just simply on our left. That's what we wanted, just isolate x. And 4 times by 3 is 12, divided by 2, or simply x is greater than 6. With example 2, we'll look at 3x divided by 4 is bigger or greater than 6. So 3x divided by 4 is greater than 6. So here we see that our reciprocal is simply 4 over 3, or 4/3, right? So if we have 3/4, our reciprocal is 4/3. And same thing, we have to multiply that on our right side. So in the end, we can write, and if it does help, you can just cross them out as you go. That way you can see that you're just left with that. Just like in algebra, when we expand brackets and factorize, we cross stuff out. So we can do the same here. So 6 times 4 is 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So x is greater than 8. Maybe I'll write that where I came, or where I got that from, for some people. X is greater than 8. Right. And last example we'll do for this little section is 5x divided by 3 is greater than negative 15. So what is our reciprocal? Our reciprocal to 5/3 is 3/5. So multiply it on the left, multiply it on the right. So what do we end up getting? On the left side, we're left with just x. On the right side, well, negative 15 times by 3 is negative 45. And then we divide by 5. And we know that 45 divided by 5 is simply 9. So x is greater than negative 9. So don't forget your sign. Now we have 5 questions to practice right here. Try your best. If you get stuck, then you can press play. If not, do them all and then press play once you're ready to continue on. Okay, right, let's start going through these. I'm going to first just find the multiplier or our reciprocal for each problem, just so I know what I'm going to end up multiplying by. So here, reciprocal to 2/3 is 3/2. Reciprocal to 9/4 is 4/9. Reciprocal to 2/3 or 3/2 is 2/3. And 2/5 becomes 5/2, right? And lastly, we have -10/4, so that is going to be -4/10. Okay, so now we just have to write the exact same thing on the right-hand side, so that's just a matter of copying. So if you put the effort in at the beginning, it pays off at the end. Right, so what exactly are we going to get for our final answers then? So we know here we have x is greater than, well, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Here we have x is greater than, and we can do, well, 3 divided by 9 is just 1/3, and so we have 4/3. Similarly, we can do 3 times 4 is, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 9 is 12/9, and then simplify from there. Next problem, we have 2 times by 6, which is 12. 12 divided by 3, so we have 4 is less than x, which x is greater than 4. So either or. Following down to question 4, x is greater than, well, -4 times 5 is -20. -20 divided by 2 is -10. And lastly, we have -4 times by -5, which is 20, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. So 2 is greater than x, which we can write as x is less than 2.